Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this post, I want to talk about today's Google Doodle, which is a tribute to Ida B. Wells. But in truth, what it really is a very sick joke. We're going to break it all down. I'm going to show you why this is the Google Doodle for today. And I'm going to show you how it connects to the fate of Obama, as well as stories such as Emmett Till, Mac Charlie Parker, and more. The Masonic Zionist Jews who run this world, including search engines such as Google, code their wrongdoing everywhere, and it is a sick joke that needs to be uncovered and put to rest once and for all. So, Ida B. Wells, she was born July 16th, 1862. That means if she were alive, she would have turned 153 years old today. And 153 is a very special number from the Bible, very much connected to this study of Gematria, very much connected to the word God. In the Bible, there's the miracle catch of 153 fish. We're going to talk more about Ida B. Wells, but in the time she was a journalist, she wrote about black injustice and is said to be an early pioneer in the civil rights movement. She wrote a lot about black lynchings. Think about the word lynch, Truth Seeker. The Attorney General for the President of the United States is named Loretta Lynch. Just a very sick joke. She was nominated November 7th, the 311th day of the year, and her saga ended. She was sworn in on April 23rd, the 113th day of the year. Notice her name gematria is 153, like how Ida B. Wells would have turned 153 today. Loretta Lynch, the sickest joke of a name for the Attorney General of a black president. And Truth Seeker, I want to point out that the word fish has Jewish gematria of 113. Remember, in the Bible, there's the miracle catch of 153 fish. What's interesting is if you write out 153 and use Pythagorean gematria, it sums to 113, showing you how well coded our language is, ensuring that all of this stuff at least traces back to the Bible and likely before that. It's just a shame that no one taught us along the way how our language was crafted and what it's all about. So Loretta Lynch, part of the sick joke. Ida B. Wells, part of the sick joke. This Google tribute, part of the sick joke. Let me show you just what I mean, Truth Seeker. She was born today, 153 years ago. She died March 25th, 1931 in Chicago, Illinois. Often in this work, I talk about how this gang of Masonic Zionist Jews seems to be most heavily operating out of Chicago. So many of these agents that work for this gang come out of Chicago. More than any other city in the nation by far. Her name that she went by, Ida B. Wells, has gematria of 33. If you do the S exception, which I meant to do, it sums to 42, a number coded all over black Americans throughout history. The S exception is plus 9 more. Ida B. Wells equals 42. Throughout history, the numbers 42 and 59 are coded all over black Americans. Black History Month is February, the only month with a gematria of 42. February 28th is the 59th day of the year. Part of the reason I think the month only has 28 days to get this 42-59 coding, which is coded together oh so often, especially on black Americans. Her full name before she got married, Ida Bell Wells, has gematria of 44, the kill number, connected to 59, which we'll talk about. And once she got married, her name became Ida Bell Wells-Barnett. And I suspect this was a Masonic marriage for her career. The paper she wrote for was called the Daily Inter-Ocean out of Chicago, which also has the gematria of 89. And 89 is a number that ties into Royal Arch Masonry, connected to Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Royal Arch Masonry has the gematria of 89. Remember, we're talking about Masonic Zionist Jews being behind all this coding, which they are. Think about last year, the big incident sparking the race war to a new level was the Michael Brown shooting of August 9th, 8-9. The date Ida B. Wells died on, the woman with the 3342 name Gematria, is a date with 59 numerology. This number coded all over black Americans, and making matters worse, the word kill in Jewish Gematria sums to 59. In simple English Gematria, it sums to 44. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on 4/4, April 4th. The first president to ever die in office died on 4/4, April 4th. The last president to die in office was John F. Kennedy, whose name in Pythagorean Gematria sums to 59. He was the 44th term president. Now think about Barack Hussein Obama, the 44th president, being elected 44 years after the Civil Rights Act, who Martin Luther King Jr. was the face of. So she died on March 25th, this date with 59 numerology, but making matters even worse, it's the 84th day of the year. Obama in Jewish Gematria sums to 84. In Jewish Gematria, the letters have different value. O's 50, M's 30, but the first 9 letters are all the same. Obama equals 84. Also, his birthday is August 4th, or 8/4. Ida B. Wells died on the 84th day, on a date with very special numerology. All part of this sick, ongoing joke. Also, True Seeker, she wrote a lot about lynching. After her death, there was the lynching of Mac Charles Parker. Parker's a 33 name, just like Race War. With the K exception, it's a 42 name. That number again. Notice he died on April 24th, 2/4, the reflection of 4/2. He died of a lynching. And what was special about his story was it was the first black lynching that caused a national outrage, even got white people to be upset. You know, they were trying to spark something bigger with this incident. Mac Charles Parker in the year 59, a lynching, a national story. Remember, Truth Seeker, the reason they code these numbers 59 is because they've been put over black Americans all throughout history. Negro, slave, blues, Motown Records came out in 59. I just talked about how kill equals 59 in Jewish Gematria, 44 in simple English. Think about the king of Motown, Marvin Gaye, who was born on 4/2, April 2nd, and died, was murdered on his last day of being 44. Again, he was the king of Motown. Motown was established in 59. Like how blues equals 59. Like how the first black golfer to, well, I shouldn't say he's the first. He wasn't the first, but the first black golfer to really revolutionize the sport, you know, attract a lot of attention, Tiger. They even put the 59 stamp on him. I talked about recently how Tiger Woods had his worst career day on May 9th. I've done a few posts showing all the sick stunts, racial stunts they've done on Tiger Woods, coded with their numerology and Gematria. These words, Truth Seeker, coded over and over and over. Also, I want you to look at this. You know, recently we had the killing of Trayvon Martin, even before the Michael Brown thing. The initials TM are 20 plus 13, 33. He was shot by George Zimmerman. G plus Z is 7 plus 26, 33. Trayvon Martin was buried on March 3rd, the anniversary of the Rodney King beating. Recall Rodney King sums to 59. His birthday was 4/2, April 2nd. He was beaten on March 3rd by the LAPD. LAPD in Gematria sums to 33, just like police. 33. If you watch that video, it will remind you of the KKK. K is the 11th letter. 11 plus 11 plus 11 is 33. Anyway, my point is this coding, this racial coding, it's all highly Masonic, and we see it all throughout history. I've been listening to a lot of black talk radio to gauge where black Americans are at with all this propaganda being waged. A lot of people are very frustrated, and you hear them bringing up all the stories of the past, even Emmett Till, another very disgusting story. What I want you to notice about Emmett Till is the date he was buried on, Truth Seeker, 9/6. 9/6. What do we know about 96? Freemason. Satanism. Freemasonry is Satanism in disguise. And Masons pride themselves on being the keepers of knowledge. All these words with the 96 Gematria. I assure you that whatever happened to Emmett Till, he was murdered by Masons, and his story was used to provoke this race war. I just heard a woman crying on the radio talking about Emmett Till this week. And if you've ever seen the image of Emmett Till, it is disgusting. Look at how even when you search this on Google, it brings up Trayvon Martin, just talking about him. All this stuff is part of a very sick joke. Almost all the black Americans who know about this story blame white people for it. And there's a reason for that. There's a lot of ignorant white people who fuel the race war and are all full of hatred and ignorance and are doing their part to provoke. But what we have to remember is that there is a group of people operating behind the scenes, using agents throughout the world, even including people such as Ida B. Wells, to provoke us all. Ida B. Wells, whether she thought she was doing good or not, was being used as a Zionist agent to provoke hate, to stir up racial animosity, to put blame in the wrong place. Where blacks and whites need to unite is under the word goyim, which is the word for a non-Jew, because that's how the Zionists see us all, as goyim, meant for their manipulation. And we're being manipulated. We're being torn apart day by day, day after day. So I hope this message gets out to the right people. For all of you who come here and ask me if I watch Mr. Cat's Eye channel, who I know decodes Google Doodles, but does it in a completely nonsensical way that doesn't even make sense, share this video with him. See if you can get Mr. Cat's Eye to start decoding this stuff the right way, because I think Mr. Cat's Eye is out there shilling too. What I do is teach a real skill that all of you can apply. All of you who ask me to decode stuff for you, it's kind of sad, I want to let you know. I mean, I've taught you the skill, I've shown you how to do it, I've made a how-to video. Apply the skill. Use your brain. Don't be lazy. That's also a part of my message. We have to start stepping up as a people. In this society, I realize how so many people are completely dependent on other people. We become so lazy, we're even, it's too much to push the buttons and type in words on our keyboard. It's become that bad at this day and age. We got to change as a people, Truth Seeker. We got to wake up. We got to become stronger. We have to become more brave and courageous. All of you who watch this video and it resonates with, you understand the message, you understand the skill, you see why it's important, I need you to share this work. You got to stand up to the ridicule. It'll make you stronger. That's pretty much the message, Truth Seeker. One last thing, you see this word equality right here? I was talking about how this is all connected to the president. Equality has this gematria of 110. Special number, there was recently a church shooting all coded with these numbers at 110 Calhoun Street. The word president also has gematria of 110. I think all part of the sick coding, Truth Seeker. The word boat has, simple English gematria of 38, and the word equality also has Pythagorean gematria of 38. And the unfortunate thing about 38 is it is connected to the word death. And I'm telling you, all these stories right here are foreshadowing the future of Barack Hussein Obama. And perhaps the future of us all. Notice how death has that English gematria of 228, just like the simple English gematria of United States of America. And that is what's going on here. This nation is the death of a lot of things. A lot of spiritually dead people. We live in a bad place, Truth Seeker. I've known it since I was a little kid. I wanted to make this place a lot better. That's why I do this work. If you can't see that, I'm sorry for you. All right, until next time, Truth Seeker.